Hello, inclusive leaders. Welcome to Lead at Any Level Live. I'm your host, Amy C. Waninger, the Inclusion Catalyst. Before I get to today's topic, I want to let you know that I am the founder and CEO of Lead at Any Level. I work with inclusive leaders on all 7 continents now, and I am excited to be with you today. I would love to know in the comments or in the chat section, wherever you're watching this video, where are you coming in from? And where are you watching today? Whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube Live, I would love to know. So thank you for that. Today, I want to talk about, do you know what excellence looks like? Now, there's a reason for this. There's a reason I asked this. The first is I was supposed to be live last week and I totally forgot to go live because I was at a conference with other speakers and I was having just the doors blown off of my mind and my heart and my soul. It was amazing. I was so overcome by how much energy and excellence was in the room. Thank you, Jaya, for coming in from Washington, D.C. on LinkedIn Live. I appreciate you. And I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Anyway, I was at Influence 2023, which is the annual meeting of the National Speakers Association. It's where the professional speakers get together and we get inspired and we learn from the best of the best in our industry. And it was truly an amazing experience. Thank you, Luana from Reston. It's good to see you, and I hope to see you at Influence next year. It's going to be in Denver, and it's going to be phenomenal. But the experience that I had was not just of seeing people that I knew and reconnecting and meeting new people. It was also seeing what excellence in my profession looks like. True excellence, not just professionalism, not just stagecraft, not just highly ethical people doing good work, but true excellence. And the reason I bring this up was, for me, it was powerful because, I speak a lot of different places. I go to a lot of different places. I see a lot of different speakers, and most of us are pretty good. Let's just be clear. The most professional speakers are pretty good. But then there's this other level, this elite echelon of people who are doing amazing, innovative, game-changing things that are really setting the bar higher for the profession. And it made me realize, gosh, I've got so much work to do. I'm good, but wow. And the reason I bring this up is because as inclusive leaders, you're looking around your organization at different roles that you could have. The people that work with you and for you and around you are looking at others in the roles they aspire to. And they're probably looking at folks going, you know what? I could do that. I could be that person. I could do that good of a job in that role. But how often do they see the best at what they do? How often do they see the best claims adjuster at work? How often do they see the best medical technician in the field? How often do they see the best nurse in the entire hospital system doing what they do best? How often do they see the best CPA doing work, right? It's a lot of the jobs that we do, excuse me, I'm going to cough. A lot of the jobs that we do are not terribly visible to others. In the speaking profession, I'm lucky because I can see people doing what I do because they're doing it visibly out in front of people. And sometimes those people that they're doing it in front of are me. But it's a little bit different, right? In our work lives, in our day-to-day lives, to see excellence on display in our chosen professions. And the reason I bring this up is because when your employees come to you and they say, look, I'd really like, I'm really looking toward promotion. I want to know what I can do better. I want to be, I want to my performance review next year to be outstanding. And I want to make moves to really elevate myself in the work that I'm doing. Are you giving them the feedback that says, here's what excellent looks like. Go do more of that. Who are you elevating in your environment, in your profession, in your company, in your department, in your team? And how are you connecting that excellence with the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the people that you work with? How are you showing them what's possible? Not just a little bit better, not just incrementally better, but exponentially better, exponentially more excellent. Are you giving people that level of inspiration, that level of guidance, that level of goal that they can aspire to? And maybe they can't get there all at once, but they can take a piece of that example of excellence and incorporate it into their day to day. So I would love to know in the comments right now who in your sphere, professionally, in your organization, in your profession, in your industry, who is excellent. Tag them below and tell them why you think they are excellent. What is it about them, about the way they carry themselves, about the way they communicate, about the way they perform, about the way they inspire others, makes them excellent, makes them the standard in your mind for what someone in your profession could or should aspire to? I have found that when people are an inspiration to us, one of the best ways we can repay them is by letting them know that. One of my first action items coming out of Influence, out of the conference, was to send thank you notes to everyone I saw on stage and to send notes of congratulations to everyone who received any kind of an award at the conference. Because even if we've never met in person, they've inspired me to do a little better, to reach a little higher, to think a little more critically about who I am and who I want to become. And we have the opportunity to do that in every single profession. We have the opportunity to do that in every workplace. When you see excellence, recognize it, value it, hold it up as an example. I want to share this. This is a great comment. Thank you, Jaya. She says, I'd just love to add that excellent doesn't equate to perfection. In other words, we can strive for excellence instead of perfection. And that is absolutely true, because I have seen excellence and then I've seen excellence evolve into higher levels of excellence. I was talking to a prospective client today who was talking about they have this notion in their company. They've always had this metaphor in their company of a mountain with no top. And so, Malia, thank you for sharing this metaphor with me, because I was blown away by this. And on the one hand, a mountain with no top means we never reach where we want to go. And that can be very frustrating if we focus on perfection. But on the other hand, if we use that as a springboard there's constantly ways to be better. There are ways to innovate. There are ways to grow. There are ways to be curious. There are ways to change the game, right? If we create a constantly learning, constantly evolving growth mindset for ourselves, for our team members in our organization, now it becomes a thing that we celebrate, that we're constantly improving, and not something that we have to struggle because we're never going to be good enough, right? It's a subtle shift in our thinking around excellence versus perfection. But excellence is so important, because if we don't have something great to strive for, if we can't see that example, then we don't know how much we have yet left to learn. And it's hard to connect with a vision of what could be. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you, Jaya, for weighing in. I really appreciate your contributions. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in today. Thank you for that. I want to let you know, too, that if you are striving for excellence in your organization, and in the kind of excellence that I'm talking about specifically is in your ability to keep and inspire and engage your employees. If you feel like you're doing pretty good, but you could be just a little bit better, I would love to talk with you. One of the things that I love to do is help companies just like yours that promote from within, keep their employees and keep them engaged. And let me explain what I mean by this. In a lot of companies where individuals are promoted from their technical roles to their managerial roles, they come in, they're very good at the technical job. They might even be excellent in the work they were doing. And the reward for that is to be promoted into management. Well, it may not surprise you to know that highly technical folks, even the ones with the most potential, don't always have innately the skills that they need to lead diverse teams effectively. It's a completely different skill set, and one that people are often poorly trained for when they take on managerial roles. So that's one piece of this. But the other piece is people come into your organization because of the brand promise of your organization, because of the kind of employer that you tout yourself as, the kinds of things that you say about your company culture, and the kinds of things that may very well be true about your company culture broadly. But let's say someone gets hired in and they get one of these managers who was very good at the job that they've now been hired, this person's been hired to do, but not so great at leading the diverse team effectively. What do you think is going to happen to that new person on the team? They're going to become discouraged. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to see a disconnect between what they were told was going to happen when they joined and what's actually happening. And we know that people leave not because of the company brand promise, not because of the benefits, not even because of the pay, even though a lot of times they say it's because of the pay. They leave because that manager doesn't have a way to engage them, doesn't know how to lead effectively across difference, doesn't know how to do all of the things that good inclusive managers do. And so if that sounds like something that might be happening in pockets of your organization, I would love to talk to you about how do we transform these once reclusive nerds into new inclusive leaders that can keep your team members and keep them engaged for the long haul. Because we know that the labor market is just getting tighter. We know that it is getting harder to find good people. We know that it is harder to retain good people than it's ever been. So let's work together. I would love to help you come up with the right plan for your organization based on Lead at Any Level's Blueprint for Belonging. We can customize an approach that works for your organization, that's right-sized for you and the problems you're trying to solve and the goals that you're trying to reach, so that we can help you get to a place where you are doing an excellent job with retention and all of your peers in the marketplace are saying, hey, why aren't we doing what they're doing? Because what they're doing is working. So that's what I have for you this week. Thank you all so much. Please join me this Thursday live at noon Eastern on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, wherever you're watching this video, for my Including You interview podcast series. This week, my guest will be Evan T. Green. He is from the Portland State University School of Business, and we're going to talk about this tension, this chicken and egg effect between needing exposure to get a job or needing experience to get a job and needing a job to get experience, and how Portland State University is working to bridge that gap between exposure and experience for new career professionals. So you're definitely going to want to tune into that. They're doing some amazing, innovative things. And I will see you all again next week, Monday at noon Eastern, right here on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube Live for Lead at Any Level Live. Thank you so much. And don't forget to be sure to recognize excellence and call it out wherever you see it. I appreciate you all so much. Have a great week.